Thank you so very much, members of the Elite Steel Orchestra. Please don't move, as you will be up next. At this point, we will invite our secretary, Madam Rochon Peters Olivier, to welcome you here officially.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I extend to you a very warm welcome to the... Everybody hearing me? No? I extend to you a very warm welcome from the Elite Steel Orchestra to our Summer Program Graduation Ceremony 2025. It is indeed a pleasure to see so many of you here today, and we're delighted to have you to join us for such a momentous occasion. I would like to extend a special welcome to our dignitaries of the Yulupan movement. We have Mr. Rodney Small, President, Ms. Aishika Duriggs, the Vice President. We have Ms. Delorette Delves, the Assistant Secretary, and we have the pan tuner, Mr. Pess Llewellyn, sorry. I would also like to recognize the members of the media, Musical Director of the Elite Steel Orchestra, Mr. Keslon Wilson, and the members of the Elite Steel Orchestra Band. We also welcome the program participants, the parents and guardians of our participants, and other well-wishers. Your presence here truly means a lot to us. This event promises to be one that is inspiring and quite entertaining, as I know that you are all excited to witness and see the performances of your children. They have really put a lot of effort and hard work in the last 4 weeks, and we are honestly anticipating to see what they will showcase here this afternoon with all the talent that they have newly gained. Thank you all for being here. Let us make this a fantastic gathering. I will now turn you over to Mr. Keslon Wilson, who will be your MC for the afternoon.
Thank you very much, Ms. Oliver King. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the second musical item on our program, I would just like to formally introduce myself and the members seated at the head table. They are extremely important to the steel pan art form. My name is Keslon, and the laureate down at the end, they always like me to put in the little in-between name. My name is Keslon Taffa Wilson. Taffa meaning tremendous ability for future accomplishments. Right? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed privileged to have with us today members of the executive body of the Yulupan movement. Now, for those of you who may not know, all steel bands in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are under the umbrella of the Yulupan movement. It's our governing body, and it's also a national body. At the helm of this body is Mr. Rodney Small. If you could just stand so they make no mistake who this esteemed person is. And he is the president of the European movement. I am certain you will also know him in about 10,000 other capacities. But this afternoon he's here as president of the Yulupan movement. I really wish I was him in having a vice president like this one. He has ably assisted. His vice president is Ms. Aishika Duriggs Wilson. And we'd just like you to stand so that they have make no mistakes of who this lady is. And next, we have the secretary of the ULUPA movement, Miss, hold on. There's so many. Mackenzie. Leslie-Ann, no, not Mackenzie. Leslie-Ann Millington. And she is the secretary, Miss Millington. So sorry for that. Leslie-Ann Millington. And when things get a little bit testy at ULUPA movement meetings, there's one person who always has a big, bright smile to liven the atmosphere. Assistant Secretary and Trustee, Dolores Gels. I cannot tell you how pleased I am to have you here, because we have had many of these training sessions, but were never graced by so many members of the executive of the ULUPA movement. I really do appreciate it. Could you please make them feel more welcome for me? Thank you so very much. At this point, we are going to be blessed by one of our participants in song, and we are twinning this, her beautiful voice, with the beautiful voice of the steel pan. Rose Shade Pierre. The lady who's clapping the loudest is our mommy, okay? Rashadi will be a lawyer. She loves asking questions. Lord, every day 10 million questions I have to answer. Elite Steel Orchestra, please don't keep Miss Pierre waiting. You just sing. 2, 3, 4. Hey. Go ahead, Roshade. Hold on, Elif. Hold on. Roshade. So you know where you're supposed to come in.
Yeah, in the darkness.
You just come in where you're supposed to come in. All right? I tell you about these 1,000 questions she asks me every day. Once more, Elite.
In the darkness we were waiting, without hope, without light. Till from heaven you came running, there was mercy in your eyes. To fulfill the law and darkness, to a virgin came the world. From a throne of endless glory, to a cradle in the dirt.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Your second entry, Stay With Me. Your next entry, what is it again? I can't tell where. Would you be there? Yes, you will be there. I'll be there too. Would you be there? Thank you very much, Group 2. Group 1, could we have you on the bandstand, please? Ladies and gentlemen, Group 1 and their first rendition, Every Praise. Your second rendition, Deja Vu. And parents, you're welcome to get up and grab a partner and dance, okay? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask a question with the next song. I know the answer to the question, and I hope you know the answer as well. Your next rendition, what is love? I know the answer to that question. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next rendition, it all has to do with That's the Way They Like It. Well done. Thank you so much, Group 2. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we're going to ask one of the esteemed members at the head table to bring us greetings on behalf of the Ulipan movement and its fraternizing bodies. Mr. Rodney Small, President of the Ulipan movement.
All right, thank you. Put your hands together once more for the kids. Now, I had to write what I want to say, because if I don't, I could spend all evening talking about what is happening here. Firstly, I want to bring you greetings and a major congratulations on behalf of the entire Ulipan movement and its executive, the management and members of the Elite Steel Orchestra. Let me take this opportunity to say good afternoon to Mr. Llewellyn, who have, I could firmly say, taught all of us here on the executive. And as Mr. Wilson indicated, he was also taught by Mr. Francis Llewellyn. So let's put our hands together for Mr. Llewellyn for all his contributions that he has made over the years. Now, Every time I attend one of these graduation ceremonies, while I enjoy the music, and I'm happy that we can usher in new players into this art form and industry, it takes me to a place where I start to reflect. Because I started as a 7-year-old. I would not say my age, but I started as a 7-year-old, very tender age. And I was as curious and as miserable as some of these players that you see here. So was once. You now hold the same opportunities in your hands. And I would like to tell you a story. I remember doing a session of this nature many years ago, delivering some remarks. And I saw a little boy walking through the auditorium, and he had on a nice shiny jacket and a nice fedora hat. And I was sitting at the head table, and by the time I stood up to present to the students, I was looking for the little boy, and he was nowhere to be found. At the end of the session, while I was walking out, I met him by the bathroom, and he was crying. He no longer had the blazer, and he no longer had the hat. And I asked, "Where's your hat?" And he said everybody started to laugh at him. So he took off the jacket, and he took off the hat, and he sat in the audience because his friends told him he was too extra, and he stood out. My advice to you graduates, be that young man or woman who doesn't mind standing out. Be different. Don't change to fit in. The steel pan itself exists because someone dared to be different. Parents, do not keep these children away from the pan yard. When you look in our society today, some of the biggest and greatest positions are being held by steel pan players. Thank you for nurturing these young musicians. Keep the music alive in their hearts. The world is waiting for their gifts. And to our graduates, remember this: your pan sticks are more than just sticks. They are keys to the future you can't yet imagine. Play with passion, live with purpose, stand out proudly, carry the steel pan with you, because it will carry you further than you could ever dream. Again, once more, on behalf of the entire Yulepan Movement Executive, I want to say a major congratulations to all the students here, Mr. Keston, Taffa Wilson, and all of the parents. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Small, for your remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a very modest guy, sometimes shy, and he doesn't like to brag and boast and beat his chest. Not that he has much chest, but the young man he was talking about is none other than himself. The old crop of pan players fondly remember him as a little boy, can hardly reach up to play the pan. But he said some things I really want to draw your attention back to. He said that little boy grew up to meet world leaders just because of his interest and passion in playing the pan. He said that little boy grew up to represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines in all sorts of different cultural aspects. He said, parents, don't keep your children from the pan yard. Your children can be the next cultural pan ambassadors to St. Vincent, from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Your children can be meeting world leaders and introducing them to the steel pan. It could very well be your children. So we really want to encourage you, ensure that this journey, which your children started on, never finishes. At this point, we will be giving certificates of participation to our participants. We will start with group 2, and we'll ask the esteemed Vice or Deputy President of the Unipa movement to assist us in this activity. We are asking Kimaya Alexis to be here as well. Gabriel, could you please come? Sweet, right? Just stand right next there. First on the list, and if I err in the pronunciation of some names, please forgive me. Names are becoming very strange in spelling and strange in pronunciation these days. Amelia Arundel. Caleb Boyd. Kishan Brown. Amika Arundel. I'm asking the members of Group 2 to please be aware that you are receiving your certificates now. So please get ready to come quickly to collect so that we can have a smooth flow. Logan Brown. Thomas Brown. This is Mr. Wolverine, Logan. Mr. Wolverine. Logan, you afraid of her? Yes, Logan, I agree. You should be afraid of beautiful women. Don't be afraid to shake her hand. Shake her hand. Logan, hold up your head. Hold up your head. Yes, hold up your head. Right. Okay, Logan, thank you very much. Thomas Brown. Turn around, Thomas. Turn around. Daddy has his camera waiting. Naraya Collis. Talia Collis. I do not understand how Hero missed this child. This child is an absolute whiz. Hero needs to know about her. Afisha Denny, Elijah Denny. Jace Duncan, Samaya Duncan. Here's Elijah Denny. Samaya Duncan, Janelle Forbes, Josiah Foy, which one? Odelia and Harry, Kaleem James, or Caleb James, sorry. Khalil John, Zendaya John, Kimar King, That's it? Natasha Lewis, Bastinique Morgan, come wrong. Corey Lewis, stand right there. Natasha Lewis is not here? I call Natasha Lewis. Can I suppose what we think no man? Natasha Lewis. Zenja Matthews, hope I'm calling that correctly. Zenja Matthews. Jace May. Jace May. Peaches May. Peaches May. Roshan Macmillan. Roshan Macmillan. Abigail Mitchell. Phoebe, where are you going? Phoebe, where are you going? Where are you going, Phoebe? Phoebe Mitchell. Benaya or Benia Pierre. Faith Poyer. Grace Poyer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so blessed this afternoon to see a triplet. Hope Poyer. Come, Poyers, come. Poyers, come. Stand right there for me, please. Stand right there. This is a rare moment. I really have to get a photo, honestly. This is a rare moment. Stand right there. Oh my gosh. This is a rare, super rare moment. Thank you so much, Poyers and Mommy. Thank you so much for sending them. Really do appreciate it. All right. Rayosta Stapleton. Rayu, where are you? That's Nate. That's Nate. Move that one. Antonio Thomas. Antonio Thomas. Thank you very much, most esteemed Vice President of the European Movement, for standing here and looking your usual charming self. Thank you so very much for being here and for adding a bit more class to our proceedings. Recognizing Ms. Tichelle Francis, of the European Movement, and Treasurer Shamal, and Trustee Mr. Byam. Please stand so that don't hide behind there. We are so happy to be graced with your presence. Stand, please, so that all of the other executive members were introduced to the audience. Please stand. Please stand. Please stand. 3 other members of the European Movement. Thank you so very much for being here. Group 2, please stand by. And we're going to ask Ms. Dolores. So could we have Madam Secretary, Ms. Leslie Ann Millington, to come and assist us with the honors? Wonder why I get him fancy shirt, the front boy. Whoa. Group 1 members, please stand by for your names. Jeremy Alexander. Jeremy Alexander. Mr. Bess, we are waiting you here, please. Jirani, take that one. Pass it to Rashon. Not that one. Nathan Alexander. Nathan Alexander. Naya Alexander. Naya Alexander. Blossom Birchwood. Alexis Brereton. Alexis Brereton. Miracle Brong. Miracle Brong. Zafric Charles. Zafric Charles. Zafric Charles. Jalen Christopher. Jalen Christopher. Theodore Cropper. Pass. Jalen is not here, you know. Christopher is not here. Akila Delpesh. Akila Delpesh. Asaya Delpesh. Oh, that's Asia Delpesh. Princess Alexia Dishong. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's the famous Lexi. That's the famous Lexi. And if you hang around, you're going to get a taste of the famous Lexi. Michaela Durant. Akil Haywood. Emma Henville Foy. Malachi Enville Foy. Josh Holder. Jasper Huggins. Jasper Huggins. Nathan Jacobs. Malachi Joe. Malachi Joe. Syria Joseph. Sia Joseph. Madrid King, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Madrid King. Oh yes, whoa, 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 double whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, double whoa, whoa, whoa. Mark King. Dominic Lachman. Josiah Noel. Aaron Olivier. Hadassah Ralph. Julicia Richardson. Kisinai, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Kisinai Samuel. Kisini Samuel. Kisini Samuel. Zane Simmons. Elijah Tellisford. Elliot Tellisford. Sorry, Elliot Tellisford. Elliot Ellisford. Ajani Thomas. Ajani Thomas. David Terrell. David Terrell. Aiden Westfield. Aiden Westfield. Shadonay Williams. Shadonay Williams. Lily Rose Williams. Lily Rose, have a loving mommy up in the crowd there. That's your biggest fan, Lily Rose, mommy. Nisi Williams. Nisi Williams. I want the father of Nisi Williams to come up here with his daughter for me, please. Where is he? Where is he? Come up here with your daughter for me, please. I said, I wish I had a daddy like this. I honestly said that. Always there to support his daughter, to encourage her, to assist her, all of the sessions. He is a very special parent. Very special parent. I want to thank you so much for your support over the days, sir. All right? Thank you so much. So that's the end of our presentation for the participants. So thank you so very much, Ms. Leslie Ann Millington, for assisting us in that activity. Ladies and gentlemen, whether fortunately or unfortunately, I am old. And I can no longer do this job on my own. This year, I had to pass the torch on to two young and aspiring members from the Elite Steel Orchestra. I cannot tell you how special these two people are to the Elite Steel Orchestra. And their future in Pan is bright. Their future in leading the Steel Pan fraternity in St. Vincent is very bright. I personally want to thank them for being here every day when I was relaxing in bed in my old age. Please give it up for Ms. Kimaya Alexis and Mr. Gabriel Bess. Mr. Bayam, could you assist us here in passing these certificates to these facilitators? First, Kimaya Alexis plays all instruments. Plays all instruments in a steel band. She also plays the fool a lot, but still, we love her. We love her. Mr. Gabriel Bess. He's not the best, but he's getting there. So we really do appreciate him as well. Mr. Smollett? Ouch. Yeah. Now, the president of the ULUPA movement, that we were having this graduation ceremony. We just intended to give the children their certificates, a little snack, sponsored by the father of Logan and Thomas and other caring parents, and we intended to send them off. But Mr. Small, under his umbrella body, RS Promotions, said no. And he decided to present these lovely awards to some of the students. So Mr. Small, thank you so very much on behalf of the participants, the parents, and the members of the Elite Steel Orchestra. Group 1, most outstanding player, Mr. Dominic Latchman. Mr. Treasurer, could you please assist us in this regard? Sean. Dominic Latchman, most outstanding player. Is the parent of Dominic here? Is the parent for Dominic here? Where? Mommy, come and stand beside your son. Because we had over 70-something students, and your son took the top prize for most outstanding player. I met Dominic. Sean, you people take some photos here for me, please. I met Dominic when I came to teach the children for the junior panorama. Dominic is a really outstanding child. And I must say to you at this point, we couldn't get him out of the panyard, but still, as mommy would tell you, she couldn't get him out of his books as well. And so he's set to go to the St. Vincent Grammar School in September. So not only outstanding in Pan, but outstanding in his academics as well. Mommy, thank you so much for lending him to us, and I hope we'll continue to see him. Thank you for nurturing him like that, Mom. Still with Group 1. Most disciplined player, Hadassah Ralph. Miss Hadassah Ralph. Most disciplined player. Hadassah Ralph. Hadassah, we're not giving it to you again. Hadassah, we are not giving it to you again because you were not there when we called your name. This is Hadassah Ralph. Most disciplined. And I got the most trouble from this girl. As we once more have another rendition by a player, by a participant, who will be accompanied by the sound of the steel pan. Please welcome Princess Alexia. What's her name again? Princess Alexia Deschamps. Members of the Elite Steel Orchestra, please.
Oh. Oh, 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 oh. As the sun rises, it's a blessing, a blessing. No, it's carnival, no more stressing, no. Peace from everywhere, glad to be here. They're ready for the mass and fun, nothing compare, so give life a cheer. Let we jam in at the July sun, we having a time of real life. Every way's pandemonium, having a time of real life. We sticking now with cranium, having a time of real life. Every way's pandemonium, having a time of real life. We sticking now with cranium. Oh, oh, it's a carnival season. Oh, we sticking now with cranium. Oh, oh, everywhere's pandemonium. Oh, oh, we sticking now with cranium. All right, before I move on to the next song, I just want y'all to do one favor for me. Just wave like this. Just wave like this. Wave. 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 All right, next song, next song. Next song. Soon as I wake up, it's mass again. The place lit, the place lit. We losing we self, we losing we brain. The place lit, the place lit. We ready for the road, we ready for the stage. We ready for the jump up, it's time to miss. Will it, is that zombie that live inside of me? No, it's problem anytime, anywhere. Out on the road, you know we don't play. Once the music starts, we there right there. We ready for the road, we ready for the stage. We ready for the jump up, it's time to misbehave. So light up everywhere, spotlight in the crowd. It's lights, camera, action now. We don't party easy. When the spirit hits, we gonna, yeah. We just get on dizzy. When you think we crazy, you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh gosh, we litty. Right now we litty. Me like the city. Them say we sicky. Oh gosh, we litty. Right now we litty. We litty. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Princess Alexia. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to an almost close, we are asking, we'll have our vote of thanks. And this will be presented by Ms. Kimaya Alexis Tyler.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the organization, I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to all who made today's event a success. To the executive of YPM, we are grateful for your presence here today and for your encouraging remarks. To RS Promotions for generously providing the plaques for what could be a lifelong career. We also wish to acknowledge the parents who went above and beyond in preparing refreshments for today's event. Your efforts are truly appreciated. Finally, we extend our deep appreciation to Mr. Francis Peslowellen for being with us today and for his invaluable service over the years to the Steel Pan fraternity. Once again, thank you all for support, your presence, and your dedication to the growth of our young musicians.
Thank you, Mr. Alexis. And just before we go, and I hope our resident chaplain is still in place. I hope our resident chaplain is still in place for our closing prayer. We have a parent who is asking for a repeat performance of Stay With Me by Group 2. So could the members of Group 2 please come to perform Stay With Me once more? After this number, we're going to ask the gentleman who presented, who invoked God's presence on us. We're going to ask you once again to ask God to take us back safely to our homes.
Sorry, group 2. Sorry, group 2. Thank you very much.